guys, and I'm Retro Critic here. And today I'm going to review and talk about the hit era of Tom's Tank Engine. So, today, today I'm just going to talk about, pretty much, the hit era of Tom's Tank Engine. Season 9 through, Season 12. Because that's where, Season 9 to Season 12, because that's when... that's when the hit era, that's where it had models before it became CGI. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the hit era, and that's considered to be, season, 8 through 12, but I consider to be 9 through 12, but okay then. And why? Because, frankly, and that's when, and in that era, season 8 through season 12, that's when they still had, models in the hit era. Personally, for me, I like to call it 9 through 12, because, you know, it's where Shirley Miller was a writer, but that's when Shirley Miller was a writer, but I'll get to that. But that was before, they transitioned to CGI, you know? That's the interesting part of that. But around season 9, okay, so here's the thing. So the hit era, what's the hit era? Well, the hit era is basically Hit Entertainment, which was a company that produced and maybe distributed, shows like Bob the Builder or something like that. They had, shows like Bob the Builder. And they wanted to, buy Thomas the Tank Engine. They wanted to own Thomas the Tank Engine. And what happened was that in 2002, or at least, around 2003, they bought Glen Entertainment. And the company was sold to Hit Entertainment. And now Thomas Tank Engine and Glen Entertainment was shut down. And then, Hit Entertainment basically produced some... Well, actually, Glen still was part of Hit Entertainment, but it transitioned to Hit Entertainment. And they basically kind of made... And they kind of owned the show, Thomas Tank Engine. It started around season 7, where that was a transition season, of, the rights, something like that. Because, like I said, around, 2003, around 2002, that's when Hit Entertainment, bought Glen Entertainment. But really, it started, I think they really officially bought them, they owned the rights around 2003, and that's when they started to, kind of distribute and produce shows. But around 2003, 2004, that's when, that's when season 7 came out. Around season 7 it was a transition period to because around season 7 through season 8, that's a transition period when Hit Entertainment was making new season. That's when it was kind of more about the rights, but then they officially owned them by then. And then later on, they were producing new episodes, and that's when they were kind of airing these episodes while also producing new episodes after that season, And that's when season 9 came. And the interesting part is, and Glen Entertainment, it still was around, but it shut, the company shut, 2003, Glen Entertainment shut down, and it was owned by Hit Entertainment. Glen Entertainment was still, Glen Entertainment was still a part of Thomas, don't get me wrong, but Glen Entertainment was kind of still helped produce episodes of Thomas, but they just, was formed into Hit Entertainment, but then they became a part of Hit Entertainment, and that's kind of what happened right there. So that's when, and that's when, Hit Entertainment produced Tom's episodes, and that's why they call it the hit era. And that's when they call it the hit era. And it started, and it really, to me at least, it really started around season 9. And around season 9, that's when they kind of went downhill in my opinion, but I'll get to that. But Hit Entertainment, now what's Hit Entertainment? Like I said, Hit Entertainment is a British-American company. It produced and distributed shows like Bob the Builder, like I said. So, it's a British-American company that actually it made shows like Bob the Builder, something like that. And Hit Entertainment wanted Thomas, and then they got their wish. They bought Tom's Tank Engine. So that's kind of what Hit Entertainment is. They wanted Thomas, and that's why they got Thomas. But that's kind of what Hit Entertainment. But that's kind of what happened. That's what Hit Entertainment did. Tom's Tank Engine. They want Thomas, and they have Thomas. But that's kind of what happened there. But the fascinating part is, but to me, like I said, that's when the hit era really started. Starting from season 9. To me, officially started in season 9. Hit Entertainment, really. That's when the hit era started. And in my opinion, I think season 9 of Tom's Tank Engine was the true downfall of Thomas, and I'll explain why. And that's because of one reason only. And that's Sharon Miller. Who's Sharon Miller? Well, Sharon Miller became the new head writer of the series. She was the new head writer of the series, and Sharon Miller made this thing called the 3 rules, something like that. And the 3 rules were Sharon Miller created the 3 rules, the 3 strikes out formula, which was stupid, and then the show became just dumb. And season 9, to me, was the true downfall of the series, because Sharon Miller created this 3 strikes formula, the 3 strikes are out formula, which was stupid, and it babied the show. It toned it down. It made it too it made the show way too immature and stupid and kiddish. It was just pathetic. And to me, this is why I say, I was going to say season 9 was the true downfall. So, and to me, this is why I say season 9 was the true downfall of the show. Even to most fans feel that way. most fans feel like this is the true downfall of the show, and I just feel like it was just pathetic. It was just pathetic. I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is why we say, this is why we fans say it's true, like, downfall of the show. But that's the crazy part. Like, yeah, David Min left the series. No David Min. All the musicians, Michael O'Donnell left. Everyone left. There was no one else. Maybe just some surviving crew members, but still. And it was just not, it was not the same anymore. And that's when I just tuned out of Tom's Tank Engine, really, to be honest with you. Because like I said, like David Min, Michael, they all left the show. No David Min. But yeah, Sherman did that stupid 3 strikes, the formula, the stupid 3 strikes drought formula, and toned out the show. And David Min and Brawl show. So it's like, Michael Donald left, so it's just crazy, so it's just her, it's just me, but that's it. But yeah, like I said, like, David Min left the show, Michael Don, the show, okay. Like, well, okay, like, I mean, like I said, like, David, like, Britt Allcrow left the show, well, she left the show a long time ago. But, like, people like David Min left the show, she left the, he left the show after that. Mike and O'Donnell left the show. And they left the show a while ago, but still. And all there's left is, like, maybe Steve, like, Acquish, and, like, some, like, surviving crew, like Steve Acquish, and that's it. Steve Acquish, and there's some... And I think all those left is, like, maybe some surviving crew members, there's, like... I think the only people who are left is, like, people like Steve Acquish, but that's it. And now, and this is where, Sherry Miller took over the show. She became, like, the head writer, and head director. So, not only did she became, Steve Acquish still directed, but then he left, and then it just became showrunner as writer-director every now and then. So, God, there was the only one left was, like, Steve Acquish. The only one left was Steve Acquish. And, then Sharon Miller took over the show. And, around season 9, like, Sharon Miller, like, written episodes, but, like, she written episodes with Steve Acquish directed some, but, like, Steve Acquish directed some. Steve Acquish kind of... But then later on, like, Steve Acquish left, and then Sharon Miller became writer and director, which was crazy to me, which is just crazy to me. Yeah, she became writer and director, so it was just a mess. It just was like a downhill spiral from there, really. Oh my goodness. And it just became a mess after that, and I gotta fucking tell you, it's crazy, alright? And what's so crazy is later on, like, yeah, and Sharon Miller, like, she did this stupid, the 3 strikes formula, and it was basically, Sherman did this stupid, like, 3 strikes you're out formula, something like that, where the transient characters, they learn a hard lesson, like, they fail twice, but then they kind of fail twice, but then they, like, mess up big time the 3rd round, and that's where they learn a lesson and clean up their mess, and it was just childish and stupid, and frankly, the show just went downhill from there. Like, the tone was different, it took away the edge, the characters are different, it was just a fucking mess, and it was just so shit. And frankly, I just don't even want to, like, how should I say, I don't even want to, like, even show clips of this show because I just had enough. No, frankly, I just had enough because, honestly, like, I don't even want to entertain a thought because, like, after that, like, the hit era, like, the rest of the show after that just was different, and I just, frankly, just had enough of the show after that, and I just hate the hit era. I just had enough of the hit era and their bullshit, and I'm just like, fuck them. And honestly, I'm almost done. I got one more video, and I'm just, but no, I mean, like, look, it's just like I said, it's just that, and just what happens in the show is, Thomas, he messed up so big that he, like, he fails twice, but then he messes up big time the 3rd round, and then he learns his lesson, cleans up his mess afterwards. Like, that's kind of, like, the formula of the show, basically. It's just babyish and kiddish, and, oh my goodness, like, yeah. Like, Thomas, like, fails twice, and then Thomas messes up big time the 3rd round, and then after that, he learns his lesson, and then he cleans up his mess afterwards. And that's kind of the formula of the show with, like, Thomas. Oh, by the way, speaking of Thomas, it mainly focuses on Thomas way too much. And when it focuses on other characters, they change the tone of they take characters, the characters are just out of the character, and they're not the same, the engine characters, they're not the same anymore. It's not the same show I recognize it for. Like I said, I have a show, and by the way, yeah, I mean, this show focuses way too much on Thomas. They focus way too much on Thomas. And when the show does try to focus on other characters, they're not who they were before. When the show tries to focus on other characters, they're out of, basically, these characters are out of character, okay, because they're not the same characters that, that I knew before, that we knew before, and it's just... it's just horrendous. And they made it so baby and kiddish. They made the show just they took away the edge of the show. They took away the tone of the show. They toned it down. They made it into baby kiddish. They took away the dark ass. They took away just the kind of family adult aspects. That's what bothers me, of the show. And this is just where I tune out of the show. I already outgrown it, but like this is where I just had enough, And let me just say this. And like I said, this is where they just took away the dark, took away like the adult. This is where they took away the dark stuff. They took away the dark, the family adult elements. And like I said, this is where they took away like the dark elements of the show, and they even like took away like kind of the adult aspects of the show, like the family all kind of show. They took away that. They took away all of that. The family kind of like everyone enjoys it kind of show, where like all ages can enjoy. Well, no, that's not the case anymore. They took away. They just changed that. Where everyone can enjoy, where all ages can enjoy. Well, where like all ages can enjoy the show. But no, that's not what happened here. But no, that's what they did here. They took that away, and that's not what happened here. But no, yeah, that's what they did here. They took that away and they changed it, and they just made it into like a shell of its former self, and it's just kind of sad. It's kind of disappointing. It makes me sick. And it's just this is where I just had enough of the show. And honestly, this is just where the show was just not what it used to be. It's just not what, yeah, and honestly, this is just where the show was not what it used to be. And the show was basically a shell of its former self. It was just sad. It was just kind of, disgusting if you ask me. Oh my goodness. And yeah, and this is just where I outgrown the show. This is where I outgrown the show. I just tune out after that. And this is just where I just started to tune out after the, of the show. This is where I started to tune out. This is where I started to tune out of the show around this time. But still, it's just, oh my god, fuck this show. Fuck this show now, And I swear to God, this show, it's just sad that, like, it started off great and it turned decent to, like, shitty garbage now. It's just sad. It's amazing to me how this show was, like, at its peak and then it went downhill so fast. It's just sad. It's just amazing to me how this show, like, started off, like, really great, then to, like, good, to, like, maybe, like, then later became, like, somewhat good to decent, but then now it just became, like, just garbage, just complete trash. But then later just became really bad, then later just became, like, really bad to, like, really garbage trash, just fucking shit. And then it just became downhill after that. Then the show just became even worse after. So it's just amazing to me how the show was at its golden peak, and then it, like, spirally went downhill after that really fast. It plummeted, it got worse, and it's just a piece of shit. It's just the show became just a piece of shit later on, and unfortunately the show got even worse after that. It's just sad. It's a sad state of affairs. It's a sad state of affairs. It just, God, sick. It's a sad state of affairs, and God, it makes me sick. But look, I will go on. But look, I will go on. But like, look, in the end of the day, and that's overall. That's kind of all my thoughts on the show. Because just honestly, I don't even want to like talk about each season. I just want to get this over with because I don't even want to show clips. I don't even want to like cover each, like, make individual videos of covering each season. It's just a waste of my time. I don't need to do that shit. I'm just gonna talk about all here, the hit era, because I'm just like, fuck this era, and because, after that, just became, because like I said, I'm not going to even bother showing clips of this show, or do commentary, or like, do commentary, or reactions, or comparisons. No, comparisons, or my thought. No, I just, it's not even worth it, okay? It's just, or, do, like, voice comparisons, or talk about the narrators, or, I talk about the narrators, or the plot, the story. No, nothing happens in this show. It's ridiculous. There's no story. It's just bullshit after bullshit. It's a non-story. It's bullshit. I'll go on. It's just, oh god, fucking, it's just, fuck, and, god, and this show. And look, I'm not going to even bother just, like, talking about the show in individual seasons. I don't want to waste my time. I'm not going to even bother doing that. I don't even want to waste my time, like, talking about, like, the seasons, make, like, individual videos of each of these seasons, make videos each of these seasons, you know what I mean? I just don't even want to waste my time with that. I got better things to do, okay? So that's just kind of why I'm just getting off my, I'm just kind of, getting out of the way all in here in this video. But, like, look, it's just, oh my god. But right now, yeah, fuck this show. Fuck this show. It's just, God, it's just, yeah, I'm not going to talk about, like, the story, voice comparisons, narrator, I'm going to talk about the narrator, comparisons, I'm going to talk about the story, I'm going to talk about the I'm going to talk about the engines, I'm going to talk about the story, and I'm like, no, like, there's no story, it's a non-story here. With the engines are a joke, nothing happens, and with the engine characters, yeah, the engine characters here are a joke here. They're just oh god, they're a disgrace. They're just a disgrace. It's just shitty. It's just a mess. Nothing happens in this show. It's a show of what it once was. It's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. It's you know, nothing really, there's nothing really, like, significant, like, nothing really significant happens in the show, okay? It's a show, it's not what it used to be. It's a show what it once was. And frankly, and just in the end of the day, like, this show, like, you know, like, nothing really happens in this show, okay? At this point. I mean, later on at this point in time of the show. Or, like, yeah, pretty much. Like, you know, around this time of the hit era of the show. Because it's just shit after shit after shit, you know? Big buckets of garbage, you know? You know, I mean, it's like someone just, like, vomit out, like, a putrid of, like, human shit and put it on the screen. That's how that's how the hit era feels to me of Thomas. That's how season 9 through 12 feels to me of Thomas Tank Engine, okay? Okay, I think I got it off my chest. That's why I want to, like, cover it all in this video, because it's just a piece. And look, I just want to just get out of the way, because I just want to, like, get this all out of the way, okay, so I can just talk about better things, because I got better things to do, so I can talk about, like, maybe better things to do, and just make better video, so I can just kind of make, like, so I can, like, talk about, like, way better things than this, you know, I just want to move on to other topics, you know, I'm just exhausted, I just want to talk about other things, you know, I'm just exhausted, I just want to talk about other things, you know, I'm just kind of getting this out of the way, really, and at the end of the day, just, oh my god, it's just, like I said, it's like a piece of shit. It's like somebody literally vomited like a retro putrid of shit of this show and put it on screen. It's like somebody like a vapid, it'd be like a vapid cream, like put this garbage out. You know, it's like somebody just like puked out like a bag of shit and put it on screen. It's like the people that wrote this show like put it like throw a bag of shit and then like decided it was a good idea to put it on screen or something. And they thought it was a smart idea to like kind of put that on screen or something. That's how this show feels to me at this point of the hit era. We're in season 9. Yeah, because God, it's just because I just want to get this out, just get better things to talk about. And it's just fuck this show, I had enough. And it's just because like around like season 9 through 12, it's just garbage. It's just a piece of fuck. Okay, fuck this show. Around this time, this show just became just garbage. Okay, it's just a vapid. It's just the people that made this around this time are like a vapid creed, if you ask me, because they're just. It was just shit, okay? I mean, at least around the hit era of this show, okay? Because, fuck this show around this time. Definitely fuck this show around this time, okay? But, in the end of the day, I just like, kind of want to move on from this. I just want to, like, just talk about other things, okay? Because in the end of the day, I just want to, like, talk about other things. I just want to, like, move on from this, just Tom stuff. I just want to talk about, like, other topics, other things than this right now, okay? Yeah. So, I'm glad I'm I'm glad I'm just getting this off my chest, Oh my god. Oh my goodness. But, like, look, in the end of the day, just fuck this show, around this time at least. But, yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say, guys. That's kind of all my thoughts. That's kind of pretty much all I gotta say. I got nothing else to say. So, overall, guys, and one more thing, it's just, God, it's just, fuck this show, around this time of the show at least, definitely around the hit era. I mean, fuck this show around the hit era, definitely fuck this show around the hit era, God, fuck this show, oh my god, fuck this show, but fuck this show, around the hit era, fuck this show, oh my god, fuck this show, especially around the hit era, but still, I got nothing else to say, that's all I gotta say. I mean, those were my thoughts. Yeah, those were all my thoughts of this show. This is how I feel about the show. That's kind of all I gotta say about this show. About this show and how I feel about the show. And about how I feel about this show and all that stuff. But, like, look, that's... I got nothing else bitter. I got nothing else to say. That's kind of all I gotta say about the show. So that's it. That's all I have for you right now. And, God... I got nothing else better to say of this show. The show beginning on. But still, it's just, oh god, that's all I gotta say about this show. But oh my god. Fuck this show. Overall, guys, that's kind of about it. And that's all I gotta say, guys. And guys, that's about it. And fuck this show. And, guys, that's all I got. That's all I gotta say right now, guys, for you. That's all I have for you guys. And fuck this show. That's all I have. That's all. But that's it. That's all I have. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys. But fuck this show. But so overall, guys, I'm Retro Critic, and I'm out. I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you guys around, and peace out, and bye.